Welcome to Meg Talks, the Move with Meg podcast. I'm Megan Kerrigan, and I will be sharing ideas on how you can become a more consistent and confident dancer that understands your body and mind. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Meg Talks. It has been a while since we've had a guest other than Annabelle on the podcast, and today I am so excited to welcome back one of our, I think it was the best podcast we've done. Like, it was definitely my favourite. Definitely the one-liners we've taken from that original podcast are ones that we refer to them all the time. So if you haven't guessed, we have Olivia Graydon with us. Well,
thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you because, number one, your energy just lifts me up. Guys, it's 8 o'clock in the morning and me and Liv are already like, woohoo, let's go. I've got her up. She's doing work already. But I want to introduce her properly. So if you don't know Olivia, number one, you need to go and listen to the previous podcast. I will link it in the show notes because she was fantastic at sharing sort of her story, but also like the lessons that you learned through that story, Liv, were really resonated, and we use them loads when dancers ask questions about certain things. We send them to go and listen to your podcast because I think there's so much disappointment in Irish dancing that it's nice to see that it does come good. Yeah. So Liv went on like no recall at Euroroctus, right? No, not qualifying for Worlds, then no recall at the Worlds, to placing second in the Worlds, and then dancing professionally around the world. So yeah, you truly sort of embody what we try to instill in dancers, that you bring the joy all the time. You enjoy what you do. That's really clear. That's been clear since I've watched you at competition. Resilience, and then like that self-belief, which maybe took a little bit of a while to find, but it is there and it is strong, and that's something that we really try to instill in the dancers that we work with. So that's why you are a perfect guest to have. Also, really excited that we're going to have Liv at the Move with Meg Fair.
I am so buzzing for this. One, because I just love Move with Meg and I just think what you do is insane. Two, I get to see loads of people that I haven't seen in so long. Like Annabelle, I toured with, haven't seen her probably for like a good few years. Haven't seen you in person for a good few years.
I know, just on Zoom.
I know. So I'm so excited, and to meet all of the dancers and the parents. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's going to be epic. And I think just because it's very different, like we're trying to really go for such a different aspect. Like that's why you were the first name on my list, because we're trying to bring everybody back to the reason why you dance.
Yeah.
Especially the time period that like it's happening, August 14th. It's literally like, okay, all the competitions are done for the year. It's summer holidays. It's supposed to be celebrate, enjoy, relax from dancing a little bit. So it is that time to just, come have fun, learn a little, but mainly share your love of dancing with others. All organisations, there's no limits. Like, bring your friends.
We need something like this, especially in like the UK and Ireland and Scotland, like all of these places that we don't have anything like this. Like growing up, we never had stuff like this. Whereas I'm like going to like theatre camp. I could have been going to Irish dancing camp. Do you know what I mean? Like with all my mates. So I just think it's such a good idea, and I think it's going to be brilliant. I'm so excited.
Well, we are hoping it will grow. Like, like the camps in America, you just see there's so much fun that they have while they're also on dance, while they're also with their friends. So we've kind of been inspired by those and tried to bring it into sort of a one-day event here and see how it goes. If it's good,
I will be doing 5 days next year. I can just feel it. 100%.
Well, I hope you're ready to book them in your diary.
Soon.
You'll be there. So give us a brief overview of when you started dancing to finishing professional touring.
Yeah, so I started dancing when I was 4 for Maguire O'Shea. I never left them. I danced for them my entire career, my entire competitive career. And yeah, I was good. Like, I took to dancing really well, went to like my first class fesh, won everything. And like, you know, everyone's like, here she is, like the champ. We're gonna go. It didn't go that way. I just kind of couldn't find my footing. It wasn't that I was bad. I just couldn't. I think now looking back at it, I was probably very different because
Yeah.
I could jump and do all these things, and that style hadn't come in yet, especially for girls. And in Maguire's, I had about 7 girls that were incredible, like in my age group alone. So get to the year that we can all qualify, go to the Great Britain's, no recall. Go to the Oireachtas, no recall. So qualifying wasn't even in my head. It was literally just try to get that recall to go to the Worlds. Had to watch all my friends go. And obviously, and I remember like people coming up to like my mum will even say this now, like other parents of dancers would be like, just give Olivia time, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But obviously, like as a kid, I'm seeing all my friends go and do all this stuff. And there was disappointment. Like, I don't want to pretend like I wasn't gutted, because I was. I was like, what is wrong with me? My teacher, Michael Maguire, told me to quit because I was really into like drama and theatre. And they would come to like all of my school shows. And we did Oliver, and I played the Artful Dodger. I'm not going to say it was like an Oscar-worthy performance, but it really was. And after that, he was like to my mum, get her into Sylvia Young. Like, because they had Sean that was an actor. And he was like, get her into Sylvia Young. Like, she's wasting her time doing this Irish dancing. Like, she's good, but she's better at this.
Yes.
And I remember the second qualifiers that we went to, and I didn't recall, and all of the girls in my age group did.
Right.
And I remember I stayed and watched all the results and supported the girls. And I got into the car and my mum was like, this needs to stop now. Like, I was disappointed, I'm crying. And I, like, looking back at it, I probably did deserve to get the recall. Like every dancer feels that they do. I'd worked hard. I'd done everything that you should be doing. I'd gone to class. I'm working hard. I've bought the dress. I've bought, the wigs looking good.
That's when it hits harder, because I think deep down when you know you haven't done the work, you're disappointed, but you're sort of a bit like,
yeah,
okay, could have done X, Y, and Z. Whereas when you feel like you've done everything and it's still not good enough, I've had those conversations with dancers. And what do you say?
Well,
like, what do you say to a dancer?
It is one of my biggest pet peeves when I see people that have made it. And I understand where this comes from. Like, this is not against anyone, that are like, if you dream it and you can do it. And it's like, no, I do dream it and I did put the work in and I still didn't get it. So what are we, like, do you know what I mean? Like, why is this not what, like, why if it works for you?
Every dancer is dreaming it. Like,
don't pretend like you're the only one that's been doing that. Like, we're all doing it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like 12 years old. I'm in the car. My mum said to me, quit. Like, I played football. I was really good at football, really good at drama. I had all these other avenues that, even looking back, if I'd have gone down, would have smashed it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I equally would have put that work in and gone far in it. And I just said to my mum, do you know what? Like, and I don't know where this came from either, which is strange, but I said to my mum, I don't care. Like, I really enjoy dancing. And I think that I probably knew I was good. Like, I think I did have that self-belief somewhere that it was going to happen. But I just started going in with this mentality of like, if them judges don't like me, that's on them. I can't help that. And then
I understand that within yourself rather than anybody saying that to you. Or
I mean, I always had people saying to me that I was good, which obviously always helped. And, my teachers, I mean, Kathleen, like, I had my teachers saying to me, go to a different school. Like, we're obviously not doing something right. Like, it took a toll on everyone a little bit, because they had this this dancer that was good and just really wasn't, nothing was clicking. And then I did the same. I don't think anything changed. I don't think my training changed. I don't think the way that the Maguires taught me changed. But all of a sudden, I think I went to like the Finbar Conway Fish and I won. And there was it was like a very small fish, maybe like 7 of us in it. But I just didn't recall, and I've just beat girls that got like 3rd, 2nd in the eruptors.
But the difference was that mindset twist.
Yeah.
I say this to dancers so much as you think you can't see that. And as I said when I like introduced you, I genuinely remember watching you competing and just feeling joy.
Yeah.
Because that is what you put out. Like you put out, you couldn't watch Olivia and think she wasn't enjoying herself. Like you genuinely like, oh, she's having a time of her life up there. Like you could feel how much you were enjoying it. And I think that to a judge is like, whoa.
Yeah, I do as well. Like looking back at it, that's probably something that I had over other people as well. Like and even to this day, I genuinely enjoy dancing. There's nothing about it that when I'm up on stage or in a classroom or whatever, or even like teaching, I buzz off of being able to do things. Even learning new stuff now. I'm like, yes, let's go. Like, let's do this. So yeah, then everything just started clicking. And I mean, the one thing that me and my mum did do was we decided that we were going to do like every fesh that we could.
Okay.
Because I loved being on stage, and that was something that genuinely brought me joy. And I started thinking of every time I went on stage as like a performance. Like I used to say to my mum, like, imagine if there's like someone in Riverdance or someone in Lord of the Dance in the audience and they see me. Like,
so it's fine to look at it as well. That's like thinking about it as a competition. You're thinking about it in a different way that suited you. And I think that's a really good message that dancers can take away from this. It's like, work out how it works for you. And that is your superpower. The minute you've got that and you know what works for you to get up there and enjoy it, number one, and be your best, then you're flying.
Yeah. And then from then on, I think that year I went to the Great Britain's and that was the qualifying year again. I recalled. I mean, I'm on the dance mat in Pontins. Like, I didn't even think, again, like in my head, and I'd won a few things at this point and I'd been getting up there. But
you were used to that.
I was just like, yeah, we're going. And I remember my mum like running to the dance mat, being like, you recalled, and we were buzzing, and I got 7th. And I'm sobbing on stage as if like I've just won the Great Britain's. Like I'm like in a fit of like bawling. They've announced me 7th. People are looking around thinking like, what's going on? And then so I'd qualified, which again was like not on my radar. Then I went to the London qualifiers and I got 2nd, I think.
Yes.
And that was it then. So I literally went from not qualifying, not recalling at the qualifiers to then getting 2nd. Went to the Worlds, got the last world medal, got 19th. Again, I'm in the hall. Kathleen Maguire's in fits of like tears saying that I've got a world medal. I didn't know what a world medal was. I didn't know what that meant. I just thought I was going to get like a cute little like medal. I didn't realise the significance of it, like that I didn't have to go through all of this. How am I going to go? What? Yeah. And then from there, then I just consistently was in the top 5 in the world. I'd got 2nd. My age group was really hard. Like really hard. Some really incredible dancers from like 1st to 10th. Like it could have gone any way, do you know what I mean? Which I laughed because I loved the fact that I had to keep pushing myself to be better. I had Caitlin, who was in my school, who had won like the All Irelands. She was an incredible dancer. And yeah, but I still always had that. I never put my shoes on. So after my light round, I would never change into my heavies. because
Still had that little bit of doubt almost.
it always stayed with me to like never take it for granted.
Yeah.
Which probably did push me to keep trying to get better in a way, like without me realizing. Um, and then, and then when we went to Boston, and I wanted Boston to be my last worlds, because
Mhm.
after that I'd gone to performing arts college, and college was hard. Like I was doing 7 a.m. till 8 p.m, dance classes constantly, then going to class, and like I'm doing privates with Katie at like 9 o'clock. I'm trying to keep everything going.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not doable.
and it wasn't doable, but I did it. And and then London got announced, and everyone was like, if you're gonna win it, this is the year. And like I'm barely standing at this point, like my legs are gone. And also at that point, because I was in performing arts college, I wanted to be in shows.
Of course, yeah.
So my heart wasn't in it
Yeah.
that year. Um, but I did London, and then that day I remember like going to Kathleen and Katie, giving them flowers, like giving them a present, being like, "Thank you so much." Katie couldn't cope with the fact that I was giving up. She didn't believe it, and my mum was like, "No, like Katie, you know this has been coming for a long time, because even though I loved dancing, it was never competing that I loved."
No, it was the performing side of
Yeah.
that. And the
And
moment
once
you had that first opportunity to get into that, it's like, I am off.
and it was actually auditioning for Prodigy that as
Mm.
soon as I went into that room, and I was with like Frankie and Leanne and Alan and all these incredible dancers, and I could keep up, I was like, this is me now. Like, there's
Yeah.
no stopping me now.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah,
that, like, what an incredible way to transition from, like, competitive dance into something that just suited you down to the ground. It was creative, it was new, it was, like, awe-inspiring, it was a big, like, movement within Irish dancing, wasn't it? That Prodigy really did, like, open up a whole new world for Irish dancing. It paved the way for future dance shows.
yeah. I don't think Alan Kenefick gets the credit that he deserves in Irish dancing. It's a massive bugbear of mine. Like everything that we see now,
Yeah,
the
it's from that.
TikToks, the shuffling, the incorporating other styles,
Yeah,
that all came from his vision.
100%, yeah.
Like,
I see it.
yeah, like I think like people like Michael Flatley and stuff like really did propel that. But then I think Alan is the next person. And I still think that there's going to be something that everyone realizes that.
Yeah.
But I know firsthand that from working with him, from watching him create, like the guy's a genius. And everything that I see online now, even the new shows, like even stuff that I make up, is all influenced by him.
Yeah.
Like hands down.
It's when it's so subtle though like that, which is actually that's an art within itself,
Yeah.
whereas and he's allowed that to be, and he should be proud sitting at home thinking, "This is" like, probably doesn't even realize.
Yeah.
Like, because until I kind of just said that out loud and you mentioned Project, I was like, "Whoa, that really was a turning point." And I think when you have these conversations with people, you don't actually realize, like, Michael Flatley was a turning point for Irish dance back then, and,
Mm.
like, Alan Kenefick, Prodigy, Footstorm, all of those things were
Yeah.
that click into the modern way
Yeah.
that we perform. Um, yeah, fascinating. I went to see that show and it was yeah, the dancers in it, I was just like, I would never ever be
Yeah.
able to do any of that
You
because
would though, like you would.
well, no, I think what was incredible about it was all of the other styles that were
Yeah.
incorporated, and I think that's what made it so captivating is because especially from a dancer watching it, probably from a normal audience member, it's just like, "Oh, all dancers can dance." Like, no, if you see me on
No.
the floor, you know I can only Irish dance and do the worm, that's all. That's the and the worm, obviously. But, like, to be able to mold those types of dancing together, that is where, like, you come into your own, and that is your superpower, really,
Yeah.
like, you're
He was Alan was someone, so I was really lucky. I danced in London on the Sunday. On the
Mhm.
Monday, I had my first rehearsal for Footstorm to go to China. But I hadn't met Alan then. I didn't meet Alan until I did the Revolution
Yes.
Cork. And he is someone that, for me personally, gave me so much confidence. Like, I did a solo in that show, and I remember having like a one-on-one with him to make the number up. And he was like, well, what are you good at? And it really made me stop and think about like, oh, like no one's ever asked me that.
Yeah.
No one's ever said to me like, what are you good at? What do you enjoy? And that's one thing that I want to bring to the workshop, is like that thing of saying to a dancer, okay, like forget about everything that you've learned. What do you enjoy doing?
Yeah.
Like, let's like nurture that, because, and then from that, like I remember him saying something to me, and everything clicked in my head, and I was like, wow, like this guy, one, believes in me, which was such a big thing for a creative to put so much faith into you, and also like acknowledge that you can do things that other people can't. And let's work on that. Like, let's not suppress it. Like, let you go.
And I think that's what's missing for a lot of dancers. Like you said, no one's ever asked you that. I ask that in my assessments with dancers. I always say, and they're ready with their big list of things they want to work on. And then I'll throw in, so tell me what you're good at. And they're like, uh, uh, you can't say anything. Especially US dancers are usually a little bit better. UK and Irish dancers they have no good words to say about themselves, and it's really something that I am trying to flip the switch on. Like, you need to know what you're good at. You are good at lots of things,
Yeah.
and when
I
you know that, that's when you're sowing the seed of that self belief.
I think that place of, and I learnt this in college from like working with like choreographers and stuff, the place of coming from encouragement and like, no, you're good enough to be here. Like, even in competitive, even in like the competitive side, you're good enough to be on that stage. There's not, like, let's start with that.
Yeah.
There's always things to work on, but even like the best dancer in the world,
It has
there's
always
things to work on. There's things that they can always improve on. But let's start with the fact that you're really good at what you're doing and you're really working hard. And I'm really proud of that. And I think, and I see this a lot in shows, and I wish shows done this a little bit more. That's like something that I'd love to
make a change
in. But I see a lot of dimming in shows, like, oh, you can't do that. No, like, that's not how it's been done. And it's like, and that's something Alan wasn't. Alan was like, go. Like, Mick McHugh in Prodigy was insane. And I knew Mick was a great dancer anyway, but then watching him in that, I was like, this guy's one of the best in our generation. And we're not seeing this because I'm on tour with him in another show doing really amazing stuff, but they're dimming. And this guy's going, go, like,
do
be
what you're
you.
good at, show the world, like that kind of yeah. Yeah. And that, like you say, that to your self-belief, but also again, your enjoyment of it, like adds such a, like, okay, yes, we enjoy dancing, we enjoy performing, but if you love, and dancers listening to this, if you're competing, when you have like that little bit in your step that you love, how much more do you shine bright on that little twiddly love that you asked to get put in and it got put in, like, that is when you really start to come alive, and that is kind of what you're gonna be working on really, isn't it, in the festival?
Yeah, like, one thing I do want to do is just like put music on and be like, go.
Yes.
Like, let's see what we come up with. Like, it's not, and if it's hot 1, 2, 3s, let's do that. Like, let's go. Like, and if someone's doing a triple pirouette in the back, let's go. Like, it's all the same, but it's that energy and that, like, this is like, look at me. Like, that's what I want to bring a sense of like, if competition's not going your way at the moment, there are other things for you to do. There are other ways for you to express yourself and enjoy the dancing. And it doesn't always have to be about, I didn't get recall, or I didn't get first, or I didn't get, you know, like it can just be about doing the craft, doing the dance. And I
Yeah.
do think sometimes we forget about that and forget that, like, ultimately what we all enjoy is dancing. And
That's
if
what
like
bring it back to all the time.
and if we took away them 3 judges or them 6 judges or whatever, and you just were up on stage, how much enjoyment are we gonna get? That audience are gonna love it. Like,
It's crazy, isn't it? It is just that literal, like, the layer of removing those judges, and it would be different, and do you know what would be better? The dancers would enjoy it more, which would mean the audience would enjoy it more, but it's literally just lining a few people up in between that are going to give you their opinion, makes it such a more tense and, like, more negative, I would say, environment. And yeah, if you can find that way to teach them to break that barrier, and you are the person to do it if there is one.
well,
Um,
that's where my orange analogy came into it, because I think I came from a place of, like, not doing well, not getting what I wanted to get, and then getting there, but I never won a Worlds. I've
Yeah.
been second in every single major, but I never got that world title. And I don't think it's because I didn't work as hard as the person that did. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think that on the day, I had 5 judges
Yeah.
that preferred so and so's dancing to mine. Sweet. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that ultimately that is what it comes down to.
Yeah, and how many people in the audience that day preferred yours, but their opinion on that day didn't matter, but it does in the grand scheme of things.
It absolutely does. And I used to say to my mum, like, if one person comes up to me today and says, "You're my winner," I'm going to be so happy. And that's what I lived for. Like, that's the buzz that I got off of doing, that I wanted when I was competing. Like,
And it is finding those little things that are like, you're winning, that's your tick the box. And there's
yeah,
so many of them. I do this with dancers. I'm like, okay, yes, okay, we know you want to get a recall. Yes, okay, we know you want to qualify, all those things. Okay, what else can we reach for? What else can it be? Could it be that your teacher says that's the best I've seen you dance?
yeah.
Could it be that somebody comes up to you and says, whoa, you've really improved? Like, finding those other little things are really where, like, the deep-rooted, again, happiness comes,
Um,
rather than
and
just relying on these strangers.
you see this as well, like, right at the top. Like, I'll speak to dancers that have won multiple world championships. Even Cole, right, my partner, 2-time world champion, a bundle of nerves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, didn't enjoy, yes, enjoyed the process of it, didn't
Yes.
enjoy the day. There's like a picture, a little, like, famous in, like, our little world, of him in I think it was Belfast or somewhere, and he's huddled up on stairs waiting for the results.
Mhm.
I was never like that.
Yeah.
I'm chatting away in the hall, like, do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I think that mindset is such a huge thing, and I think that is where my orange analogy comes from, of, like, you can be the juiciest orange in the basket, but if someone prefers a pear that day, that's not going to be you. And I
Yeah.
think if you can, again, apply that to everything that you do, some things are out of your control.
Yes.
Like, most things are out of your control. If you don't get into a show, out of your control, doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. If you don't get the role, out of your control. You've worked just as hard as everyone else. If you don't win a world, out of your control. There's so many factors that if you can just go, well, that's them. So
Yeah.
let me push that over there, and let's focus on how I feel and what I'm doing. And if
Yeah.
I'm making my little circle proud, and, you know, like, things like that,
Yeah.
if I'm doing the steps, like, if I'm performing the way I want to perform,
Yeah. And
who,
it's difficult, that's difficult to do, because the noise is always
yes,
competition, fresh, working towards this next thing. What's your goal? Are you gonna qualify? Are you doing this? Are you going to worlds? Like, there's noise around it,
yeah,
but you have to be in control of that, and this is what we tried to speak to dancers about. Our last podcast was about social media and using that in the right way,
yeah,
uh, for parents and for dancers. So, like, there's lots going on, there's lots of noise, but finding your way of dealing
yeah.
with it. And
100%.
that's what we are going to do at the festival a lot, and that's why we bring parents and we are involving parents and we've got the full schedule for the parents, because it's not just the dancer that's going through
No.
this. Right.
And we're going through it the first time.
Yes.
And even if they've got multiple kids that dance, it's all different. Like I know parents that might have like a world champion kid and then a kid that's struggling to get a recall, and you're like, what? How do you balance that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm probably like you. Like I was very, very lucky. My mum was. This is not to say that we didn't argue about dancing, because we did. Like it was like stupid things like I don't want to wear blue Urban Decay sparkles in my eyes today, and she'd be like, get it on. Like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, my mum was very good at being like honest, but in a funny way. So like, if I got up on stage and danced, because I was a little bit inconsistent because of this mentality, I was a bit like, I remember Hilary Joyce saying she's either brilliant or really bad.
You didn't know what was gonna. Didn't know what was coming out.
You know what he was going to get on the day. But my mum was really good at like, if I'd done a bit of a rubbish round or whatever, it wasn't my best, I'd come off stage and she'd be like she'd give me that look, but like not of disappointment, just of like, no. Yeah. Like, you know what you've done. Like, let's just keep going, but like, it's not going to go your way today or whatever. But yeah.
It's and that is another thing that's like so difficult to manage. I am realizing this from like a new angle now, and I've talked about this quite a lot in the last few months, because my partner has 2 kids, so I'm now almost I'm a stepmom now, right? And whoa, have I realized that parents are just guessing all the time.
All the time. Well,
It's
even
fun.
with what I'm doing now, and I'm like my best friend's just had a baby, right? And she like, we'll be holding her and she'll just like erupt into like cries. And you're like, what do I do? Like, she's fed, she's safe, like she's happy, her nappy's changed. Like, what do you want? Yeah. But that never stops.
No. No,
Like,
and
I'm 40 now and my mum still does it. My mum, I'll cry. My mum's like, what do you want? Like, what's happened?
but that's the thing. I think that realization as well for me has really made me, and maybe has been probably part of the transition into including parents a little bit more. But also, we have had lots of parents ask questions and they feel safe in our answers and in our environment, which is why we've had like quite vulnerable questions be asked in quite vulnerable conversation. And that was kind of where I was, and I suppose that coincided with me now trying to be a parent for the first time and guessing literally like, I don't know what to do, like what's the right answer here. It made me realize like I put a lot of pressure, not a lot of pressure, but like looking back, I always used to think, well, mum should know best.
But we do. And
Yeah.
the thing is, they do. So
They do
like,
know best, yeah.
like, I'm going to be 31, right? I will still consult my mum with everything that I do. Like, there's not a decision in my life that I wouldn't say to mum, like, what do you think?
Yeah.
I might not take what she's saying, but I want to know. And then, like, I can't imagine what it is like to now step into that role of being that person. But you were that person to so many dancers before you became a stepmom, because you're guiding dancers and they're asking you these questions and we're only going on our experience.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're only, and it's a lot easier to say things when you're looking at it and you've gone back. And everyone, it is always a guessing game with everything. Like, you can only give your advice from what you've gone through or what you've learned from what you've done.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I think for parents, support, love, trying not to put a lot of pressure on the kids, because that is a tough one for parents. And I don't blame them, because I'll teach kids and I'm like, come on, do it again. Like, what's wrong with you? And the kid's like dying and you're like, okay, like, take a break.
Yeah. You have to remind yourself, don't you? You're like, go again, go again, go again. They're like, you're like, oh, come again, do you need a rest? You're not a machine.
It's been like 2 hours. So you're like, one more time?
Like,
Do you know what I mean? But it's a tough one.
Yeah.
It is, life is a glutton game. That is it.
And every kid is different. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. Obviously, I've learned that through what I do and all the different, like, no two dancers that I've worked with one-to-one have been the same. Like, and there's different hurdles. And still now, I'm like 5 years into the game. I have new dancers that pop into my world, and I'm like, right, got to go learn again. Like, how can
Yeah.
I help you? And I think, yeah, that's why we did decide to. Well, it wasn't even a decision. It was a no-brainer. It was like, right, the tickets are parent and dancer. What can we offer the parents that they want and they need?
Yeah.
And that's your session's going to be wicked, because it is like a dancer's perspective of what they're like. You always praise how your mum dealt with things. And
Yeah.
like, if you can just share that experience, it doesn't mean it's going to be the right fit for everybody, but being able to be open and speaking about that.
Yeah.
And sort of taking questions. You've kind of been at all the levels as well, which I think is kind of nice.
Well, until me and Carl have a baby, and then I'll throw everything out in the window and I'll be like, do it again.
That's why I'm like, I can't put the kids into dancing. Everyone's like, when's Lola going to start Irish dancing? I'm like, it's a no. I can't be held responsible.
Me and Carl always say this, and I worry more for Carl than I do me, because that boy is so competitive. Like, it's just in his nature to be the best at everything he does, right? So, and he never fumbles. Like, plays piano, he's Mozart. Like, the only thing he can't do is cook.
No.
But I genuinely believe that if he tried, I know, but I genuinely believe if he tried, he'd be like Gordon Ramsay. Do you know what I mean? But even us like chatting, and I still learn like new stuff, but us talking about our journeys, and I know he won the world twice, and he's a much, much more accomplished dancer and a better dancer, but us
Why? No.
in a different way, yeah. But me comparing our lines is hilarious. He used to get up, if he knew he was dancing at 8 o'clock in the morning, on a Saturday, he used to get up at 5, warm up. He used to do the day at home with no one telling him to do it.
Do you know what? I would do that now, and I would advise people to do it now, but I didn't do it. I was lazy.
No.
I'd be like, I'm staying in bed.
I had a Saturday workshop that started at 12, and at 11:30, I'm like this, coming out of bed, like, and my mum's like, come on, and I'm like, yeah, okay, mum, like, I'm fine. I did not have that dedication. However, I would do things in a different way that he wouldn't do, that then worked for me. So it is and then like his mum and dad was so different to what my mum and dad did.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny to compare them.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? No two kids are the same. No two families are the same. No
Right.
two parents are the same. No two dance schools are the same.
No, yeah, that was a big thing.
Can only advise to a certain extent, and then parents take from that what resonates for them and what clicks for them. But I think the main thing for parents is feeling like they are supported and that they can. I think one thing that the dancing world isn't very good at, from my experience, is like nurturing new parents and like, okay, you're going to go to a fresh at the weekend. You're going to need these socks. You're going to need these. I think they just like drop them in this world and go, ha, have fun. Like,
100%.
wig
100%.
on that you've never seen get put on.
Yeah.
Like,
Like-
mum just glued my eyelashes together, like trying to put eyelashes on. Like, she does not wear makeup. Like, if she puts lipstick on, I'm like, where you off to? Like, this woman has not put makeup on in all her life. And she's gluing my eyelashes together on the day of a world championships when I'm trying to win. I'm like, right, I think you should just leave it now.
And then they're also dropped in a world that like is nuts. It is nuts. Like, you're getting up at 4 a.m. to put a wig on your child. I mean, the retention on my scalp, like, you're putting 100 bobby pins into your kid's hair. Your kid's crying because it hurts.
Yeah.
You get to the competition. You've got hundreds of kids. You've got dancers banging out like a Kilkenny races at like 5 a.m. work. Do you know what I mean? Like warming up. for me, I didn't like doing that. Like, so that was one thing to my mum. It took ages for my mum to kind of let me settle into like what I liked to do. But like I said, I didn't like putting on my heavy shoes after my light round. So like my teachers would be taking like the dancers that I would dance with in to do their sets, practice their sets. And I'm sitting in the hall just chatting to all the mums because
I used to hate that as well. Ugh.
I wouldn't do it. And then
Yeah.
like even warming up, Ellie Maguire broke her foot before the World one year warming up. So the Maguires had like a really big thing about like not warming up, not warming their dancers up properly, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like not around with. So I just grew up thinking like,
Not warming up was right.
well, like I would do like a little jump or a little like run or whatever, and then off I went. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I know. I know. What world we lived in. And
I
that's why we're
know.
trying to educate.
But it's such a good idea. Like, I do think that you forget that your parents have gone through this for the first time.
Well, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and I would love to talk to Carl's parents about this because they had Rachel, who was a really good dancer, then Fergal, who's a 5-time world champion, then Carl, who was watching his brother win and kept getting second, and then eventually won it twice. And then Anne-Marie, who is a fantastic dancer, but never won the world. And I wonder how that was for them and for the kids.
Yeah, exactly. And all
Like,
of their individual experiences within that. Siblings and how to manage that as well. Like, I think that's a really fascinating one. We've got Kira, who's a parent of one of my or two of the dancers I work with. She's a nutritionist and a pharmacist and has 2 young dancers. So she's going to be talking to the parents about like nutrition, and her podcast is another one of those that like goes off all the time because she's like, if your kid doesn't want to eat in the morning, don't force them. Like the night before, and what she say is such like parent advice rather than like you need to be eating pasta, and it's literally like if they want chips, give them chips. If they want it,
didn't do that. I remember being at an All Irelands and it was running really, really late. And I was like the last set dance. I was in that group and it's like 8:00 in the evening. We're in the Glen Eagle.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I started falling asleep. And my mum's like, Olivia, wake up. Like, and I'm there like this. And I remember saying to my mum, like, I think I need like a Lucozade or a Kit Kat.
Yeah.
My mum's just immediately like gone and got it and given it to me. But I know that like other mums should be like, have an orange or like have like a, and it's like, no.
Exactly. And that's what I loved about her messaging. I was like, it's just so grab it and go. Like it's that, and it is just like the important time isn't that day. The important time for your eating is the day before and the running up, blah, blah, blah. But the way she gets that message across is, and it because it's from a dance parent that does it with her kids.
Yeah.
Banging. So yeah, I'm just so excited. Like the more I'm talking about it now, I'm like,
I know, same. I'm excited. I'm going to sit through all of the classes.
yes. Oh yeah, 100%. That's the thing though. The dancer one or the parent one are going to be on at the same time. You have to be nipping here and there. And
I should probably do the parent one, but my soul still wants to do the dancer.
Yeah, 100%. You'll be in there doing your kick heights and stuff like that. I know you will. But no, it's really exciting. It's like it's going to be here in no time. I was looking yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be here in no time. But yeah, we've got incredible people. It's going to be a wicked day. The bit I'm most looking forward to is the live band at the end of the day. The party. The kids will be buzzing. They'll be running around and playing and like, yeah, just
that is what it's all about. Like when you look at us, Law, and like all of my favourite memories, as much as I done well, all of my favourite memories are like them little bits in between. And like one thing I do want to say to parents is the bonds that you make with your kid going through this is incredible. Like me and my mum are so close, and that wouldn't have happened if I'd have done any other sport. Do you know what I mean? Like it is something that Irish dancing does that gives you that, even with your teachers and stuff, like
You come together, don't you?
you
Like,
grow together, yeah.
yeah.
And then if you want to do shows and you go into shows, like one thing that my mum loved, probably like your mum and dad, coming out and seeing me.
Oh, my mum and dad were there like every other week. They'd be
You
like,
know
"Your
what I
mum
mean? Like, yeah,
comps again, Meg."
when we did the West End,
They're every week.
Estelle was there every Tuesday.
I love that though. That's like
Like,
the best.
yeah, well, like that's their reward then, was like to watch. For me, for my mum, like when my mum knew how much it meant for me to be in shows, her reward was to then come and watch me. I mean, the only shows my mum hasn't seen me in is Footstorm
Yeah,
and Celtic Illusion.
because it was the other side of the world.
And I've done 15.
Yeah,
So I've done 15 shows and she's only not seen 2,
yeah.
which,
I mean,
no,
you've done well.
she's done very well.
Done well.
And I still think she thinks that she's going to see both of them.
Yeah. Oh, you got some? She got some hope left.
Yeah, she's still like, I think you could still go another year of touring. I'm like, Mum,
She
please.
just wants to get to Australia, doesn't she?
I know, she actually does.
That's her way of being like, I need to go on holiday. So I wanted to just do like a little bit about why you said yes to coach at the Move Meg Fest. I know you touched on it a little bit, but kind of quick fire, why you said yes.
Yeah.
And what was the initial thought process when I was like, right, we're doing this festival, would love to have you.
First of all, anything that Megan Kerrigan asked me to do, I do. I'm not even just saying this, like you've always been such a role model for dancers, for me. And like, I mean, we've never actually toured together.
No, mad.
So, but I always remember being in Lord and everyone just spoke so highly of you. Like, you're not even just you as a person, you were a phenomenal dancer. You always showed up. You were caring for like younger people coming into the shows. I always felt like I could talk to you about things as well. And even though I didn't particularly know you, and I really believe in Move with Meg. Like, I think obviously I've covered a few classes and stuff. And I just think that what you do for these dancers and now parents, like you're just constantly evolving, you're constantly moving through the times, but your core stays the same of like you care about these dancers. And it's hard to find people in Irish dancing that genuinely care about the craft and the dancer and the performer. And I think that is something that you and the whole team do. Like the girls that you've got on the team, all of them I've toured with, I know, like they're so lovely.
Yeah.
So it was a no-brainer. It wasn't even like no, it was, this is an amazing idea. This is going to take off. I want to be part of it. And also just shout out to Broga, because that you should be so proud of. I will immediately buy the shoe because I know it's going to be phenomenal. And it, like me and Carl were just saying, like, it's so good to see good stuff happen to good people. And that is just, so it was a no-brainer. It was just like, yeah, what day I'm there.
Thank you. You noticed that I was quiet there. I was like trying not to cry. Well, I still like can't hear people be nice about me. I don't know why. I'm just like that. So I appreciate all of that. Thank you very much. What are you most excited about?
Meeting the dancers and seeing what they've got inside of them. That's what I'm excited about.
I'm excited for that. When you sort of said like, I'm just going to put the music on and say go, like I can't wait because I know some of the personalities in there are going to be with that.
That's like giving the kids like no boundaries. Move your arms. Don't cross your feet. Couldn't care less. Like, go and do you and let's see what comes out. And then let's hone it into like 16 bars.
Yes.
That's the aim.
And then finally, what do you hope that dancers and parents will walk away feeling from like your sessions?
I just want every dancer to know that like they have something special inside, and it might not be for competition, it might not be for shows, but there is a place for it somewhere, and like just finding that and finding your people that are always going to support you and nurture you and want you to do good. And like, we're one of them people. Like, I want to see every dancer. I want boundaries to be broken. Like, I want dancing to be in musicals and on shows and like Sinners. Like, we're seeing like it beyond, like, we're seeing it now in the commercial world. And I just think that there's so much room for it. And there's going to be someone in that room that is going to change Irish dancing. It's that statistically, that's what's going to happen. And I just want to be in the room where it happens, to quote Hamilton. Yeah. I just want to, I want to see what everyone can do. I want them to feel like there's space for them and just to enjoy it and have fun.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Well, thank you very much, Liv. I have loved having you as always. If you want to be in Olivia's workshops, which after that, like everyone's going to want to be, I'm going to pop the link to the festival tickets below. If you've got any questions, please do ask. We want as many of you there as possible, and 25% of the tickets are already sold, so they are going. So you're going to want to be here. It's going to be a FOMO event. I know that. You'll be live with us, teaching both parents and dancers. So if you want to train, grow, and connect with Liv in person, then make sure you get your tickets now. Every ticket involves a parent and a dancer. So at the minute, 99 parent and dancer. Flights from the UK are like 40 quid return as well. So like it's like a £200 day out, but you're getting so much value from that. Like you're getting over that, way over that. So it's
doing something nice for like parents and kids that doesn't involve competing.
yes, that's the
Do
whole
that.
Celebrate
Yes.
your love for dance. Yes, 100%. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us. I will be seeing your beautiful face in Belfast in August. And yeah, have a lovely day.
Thanks, and you.
Lots of love. Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you for listening to Meg Talks. Don't forget to share your favourite parts of the episode and tag us on Instagram at MoveWithMeg with 2 Gs. And as a special treat, head to movewithmeg.co.uk/Fesh Day Warmup to access your free video. See you next time.